some nasty thoughts and do whatever you're gonna do. Convoy's almost on you. Get ready to take out the Merryweather detail and get the truck. More guys incoming. They called backup. You got the truck? Okay, bring it to Page. Oh, shit! Fucking Merryweather! They must have access to satellite.
It shouldn't be asking, but you can't really complain about it because this ain't got shit to do with nothing. Why the fuck you asking me about surgeries, sex changes, and all this kind of shit? And just all this kind of weird ass shit. Then they take us up to through the jail and put us in like population. We walking through. Now I'm not walking through because she's already been sent up. I'm walking through by myself because she's already went before me, like always before me. So we coming to when we walking through the fucking jail, the niggas is screaming, bring her in here, bring her in here, bring her in here, all this kind of shit. Then we go up. Now mind you, this is my first time being in jail. So I don't really know what to expect other than what I see on TV and all that kind of. So I don't know what to expect. So my mindset is I'm ready to fight. Like I'm like I don't know what's about to happen, but you know nobody ain't raping me. You know nobody ain't touching me. So I don't know how jail works. So all I know is about TV. So I'm like I know ain't nobody touching me because I'm y'all like to kill me, baby. So we about to come on. So, I hope they didn't separate you. Yeah, they separated us at first, but they put us in the same holding area. So once we go upstairs to like the jail part and not the intake part, like the jail part, they put us in the same little holding place. But where we was at isn't where they normally put the weird folks. Like it's right by the jail is right by the cell is right by the other cell, but they didn't put us with the other cell had all like the queer folks in it, but I guess they were too capacity, and so they had to put us in the one next to it, which was nothing but like street niggas and shit. So it wasn't no queens over there; it was just us. And so, it was one other queen over there, but the rest of the queens and the rest of the butch queens was in this one cell.
looking good. I'll ditch the truck, you hold on to those.
But I don't know what that was about. But I think it was because it was too many people over there and they put us over here. So we go over there. So I'm already on edge because I don't know what to expect. And so it's a room full of fucking bunk beds. And then these nasty ass fucking toilets. Oh my god. Showers and toilets was nasty. So nasty and brown and cruddy and like, oh my god, it was so bad. Like the worst. Like I held my pee. I held everything. I was not using the bathroom in that fucking place. And so I get up on my little bed or whatever, and somebody says my dead name. One of the dudes said, "I know who you are. You went to Arlington, my high school." And I was like, "Yeah," but that's not my name. My name is Tommy. Da 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 da. And they get to talking about how I sued my school a couple of years ago. So I was like, "Yeah." And then we're talking about all of this stuff. Like they're just talking about it. Then the one dude tries to give me some of his little slam or whatever, like his little whatever that little food shit they be giving. Like they be mixing noodles and chips and all kinds of stuff in their fucking in there. And so he was trying to give me some of that, and then the other dude was trying to give me some candy. They just was trying to butter me up or something, giving me fucking peppermints and shit. And I'm like, this feels like tricks or something. Like, this feels weird. But the one dude was just basically talking about me in a positive way. Like, he was just telling them about stuff that, just different stuff that I didn't think people was paying attention to, but apparently he was. And so, like, he remembers when when I used to come to, like, this, we had this dance competition called Star Quest. And I was one of the dressers at Star Quest. And it just was one of them things that I was just doing stuff that trans people weren't doing at the time in my city. He clearly held you in high regard. Yeah, he did. It was a positive. He just was naming shit that he remembered that I did that for me I didn't pay attention to because I was just living my life. But it was kind of groundbreaking. So he was naming. I was like, oh, I forgot that I did that because it wasn't in my mind. It was just something that I did. I just didn't think about it as like groundbreaking, but it was. And so he was talking about that, and so people started asking us questions, and yeah, it was all good. Like it's actually was super super positive, and they was like, all those dudes was kind of dope. Like they were kind of just asking questions. Some questions was stupid, but then some question wasn't. They was like asking just different stuff. And so I ended up falling asleep, and my gay mom ended up coming bailing her out. And so once my gay mom got bailed out, then she bailed. So we got out. We got out on that Sunday morning. Yeah, I got out. She got out that night. I got out that Sunday morning because she had to go and get some money to bail me out too. Because they gave us our bail was $500. So whatever, I think our bail was like 1,000. So we had to pay, I don't know, whatever the bail, we had to pay $500 each. That was the bail, whatever the percentage of 10% or whatever, I don't know. We had to pay $500 each. And so I had the money, but I didn't have it on me. So she needed to go get the money, and then I had to pay people back and all that kind of stuff. But yes, got out of jail. It was usually 10%. So either our bond was like 5,000, we had to pay 500. Is that 10%? Yeah. So yeah, she had to pay 5,000. I had to 500, and I had to pay 500. And she had to borrow 250 from my aunt and then 250 from my friend to pay mine off. And then I got out and paid my aunt and paid my friend. It was a bunch of long ass story. But that was the first time that me and her had got into like a situation where she was like, "Oh, this is my down ass daughter." So, yeah, that's what it was. So that's my story about that. I done told y'all a story. There's so much I wanted to talk about that wasn't that story. But yes, that's that story. All right. So let's talk about some more tea. All right. So have y'all heard what's going on with Hope Giselle? The food you was talking about is called a spread. Oh yeah, whatever that is. I know what it was called, but they were giving it to me. But let me know. Rewind back to the beginning. Something with a trans march. I haven't no. What's T? All right. So let's watch the videos. I told y'all, Miss Thing is a scammer. I don't know why y'all let that lady scam y'all. But all right, so Hope um got hired to be the executive director of the National Trans March. And so, but the all right, I'm gonna give y'all her. She did a live yesterday, and she's blocked. I have her blocked, so I couldn't watch the live, but somebody sent it to me, and so I want y'all to hear what she has to say. Oh, so the general consensus is her contract was up as the ED and they did not renew it or something like that. I don't know if she got fired or they just didn't renew her contract. I don't know what the T is, but she wasn't the ED no more. They let her go. The board let her go. And so, in retaliation to the board letting her go, she steals the social media of the trans march and deletes all the pictures, all the history of these people. It's been going on for 5 years. And she deletes all of the pictures and changes the name of their social media to some kind of nonprofit that she's running. So apparently, the trans man, I think his name is EC, is the one who gave her the code to get the social media because he set up the social media for them. And so the contract wasn't renewed. Thank you. So the contract, so she was able to be the ED, but the contract just was not renewed. So it wasn't like she was fired, it just wasn't renewed. So she felt some kind of way about it, and so she stole the handle because, yes, the handle had a lot of followers. So, but it's the history of the event. The event is like 5 years old. So this is what she had to say about it on her live.
What I'm going to do and what I'm going to tell people that how many receipts y'all got. Here are the receipts. Here are the receipts. Yes, it's the whole Instagram page in order to promote it, which I didn't start promoting yet because I have other things that I'm dealing with. I educating the community about how to best prepare themselves for the Trump regime that we are currently in. Have you looked at my page lately? One of the things that I have been doing while y'all have been sitting around talking shit about what I don't do is working to make sure that Victoria's Secret continues their DEI program, which they did. One of the things that I was doing while y'all were talking shit about me was making sure that Target kept their DEI program. They did it. Working to make sure that Walmart kept their DEI program. They did it. The only client that I've been able to keep that was able to hold on to their DEI strategy was Costco. All the freedom that y'all got with some of those organizations before was because of myself and the team over at Get Fluid training them and holding them to their fucking word when they hired us to be a part of their DEI and APRG programs. Again, these are not things that I'm making up. They're things that you can look up. You can look up stats. I've been looking up for the last.
All right. So.
The page, okay? I have not posted anything on that page. I have not done anything significant with that page. And one of the posts that I left up was the initial post from 2019 because of nostalgia. I got a text message today from both Marissa and Grace talking about how I stole this page and they know how I am and they see how I am and all of these different things, essentially threatening to, I guess, blackmail me and release this information to the public that I took this page and made it my new nonprofit page. Now, again, let me be very clear. I took the page and I turned it into a nonprofit page that would still be for trans people and that would still benefit the trans community. I did not take the page and turn it into an Instagram for my fashion. I didn't take the page and turn it into a couples page for me and my husband. I didn't take the page and turn it into a Hope Giselle Free for All Part 2. I took the page and turned it into a nonprofit page that would still benefit Black and brown trans people. Now, let me be very clear. Might it have been the right thing to do? Absolutely not. But did I do it with the right intentions? Absolutely. Did I have every intention to ensure and to continue to make sure that the march was going to be successful? Absolutely. Was I given that opportunity early? No. Because before
I continue. I stole these people's shit so I can still use it for Black and brown trans people. You stole Black and brown trans people's platform because you mad that they didn't renew your contract and deleted the stuff. And now you're trying to spin it like you're this amazing activist who does so much for the community when, baby, you were just being shady. It wasn't some special thing that you're doing for a community. You did this because you were being shady. They didn't renew your contract and you were mad about it. Now, there's some tea that I know, tons of tea, because I know everybody involved in this situation, but they might not want me to talk about it. But what's public is that she didn't raise any money. This whole time that she was there, she didn't raise any money. And the whole point of an ED, I want y'all to know, if you're an ED, it's two things that you're supposed to do. Sell the mission of the organization to funders and raise money. Those are the two things that you're supposed to do as an ED. Raise money and sell the mission of the org. That is all you do. And so she didn't raise any money. They hired her because they got glamored by her social media presence. They got glamored like a lot of y'all do about her. I don't understand. I just been knowing her for a long time because she's been doing these lives. And I have seen her transform from being this anti-trans, like back in the day when Facebook was just starting their lives, she used to blame sex worker murders on them being sex workers. Like, she just has always been shady. And it has not changed. She's always been a girl. And she's always been that. She's always been that. Let me see if I can find it. I remember when Trayvon Martin died and all of that stuff was happening. Hope was on All Lives Matter, baby. Hope was making graphics saying All Lives Matter, aligning herself with the white people.
I knew it was an attack. Data doesn't lie. Clifford is a genius.
Warning. Facility on lockdown.
So
We regret to inform you.
she was in her Candace Owens bag. It wasn't until this trans renaissance started to happen that she started to switch her talking points. She started to switch to a more,
Facility under attack.
that's from Facebook. She started to switch to a more, she switch her politics.
Disaster containment protocol activated.
Can people evolve? Absolutely they can. So when initially when she had switched her politics, shifted, I was like, oh, maybe somebody has gotten to her. She has changed, she has evolved. I thought that she had evolved. But then what let me know that she hadn't evolved, so the girl started to drag her. Yes. And when you learn that you can't grift and you can't do that stuff, you switched. And so what started to gag her is what started to gag me. I thought that she switched her around what age is that girl? I don't know anything about her age or nothing like that. But she doesn't have executive. Yeah, she's just a grifter. She doesn't have executive experience. And so I think, from what I'm to understand, I think she was like Angelica Ross's assistant at one point prior to Angelica being like the famous actress that she has become. I think Angelica had a trans social company that she has now, Trans Tech Social that she has now. I was about to say something, but that's some other tea that I don't want to bring into this tea. That might come up later. But I think she was Angelica's assistant or something. Don't quote me on that, but I think she was her assistant or something like that. And they had to let her go with that. So she doesn't really have executive experience. She's like a I don't know what I don't know what to call it. But what started to be weird for me is she started doing little stuff. Like she was making fake Vogue covers with herself, with her little with her little I'm trying to be I'm trying to be I'm trying not to read. But she was doing like just weird shit, y'all. She just was doing weird shit. What made me and her fall out is one time she was on this show, I think it was The Grapevine. And I think it was Grapevine. Back in the day, not back in the day, I'm talking about like it's old. During the pandemic, even before the pandemic, Grapevine had grown into this platform and they had Hope on there. And Hope was saying some weird ass pandering to cis women shit. And the trans girls in the community was like, you know, let us call you in, sis. Let us teach you that you pandering. You pandering. Oh, video or something where she is like explaining it to her. And so we all on Twitter and we're discussing it. And so me and Brianna are talking. Basically, we're not attacking her. We're telling her where she's gone wrong. Like, yo, this is wrong. This is how you should have did this. It feels like you're pandering to cis girls, and it's just, yo, like there's a different way that you could have handled this. And so me and Brianna is talking to her on the Twitter thread. And all of a sudden she says, oh, y'all just want to be me. Y'all just jealous and y'all just want to be me. Now, the only people in this thread is me and Brianna in this one. And I'm like, at this time, you got 5,000 followers. She has more now, but at the time, she had like 5,000 followers. And in my brain, I'm like, there is literally nothing that you have done that I haven't already done. So, what exactly about you? And at this time, you ain't even got titties. Or you might got titties, but they don't look like it. They look like a chest. There ain't no implants. There's nothing about you. Like, there's nothing about your career. There's nothing about your look. You don't even look like you were on hormones consistently, because just based on your weight distribution, you don't look soft. You look real broad and Johnny Bravo. There's like it's literally nothing about you that, to me, that Diamond Styles would want. Like, it's like your career.
Got pretty much everything in here.
I was already an ED. Had already done the social media stuff. I had been a partner making money for years. You still was trying to be a partner. You still was trying to. You still was everything. All this social media stuff that you are trying to do now, I had already done 10 years ago. And so there's literally nothing about you that I could be, like, in my brain that I could be jealous of. So I didn't really understand it, but I was offended by it. And so I go to and so I really didn't understand. And then Brianna This is what you look like at the time. You can tell you not on moans, baby. You can see you can see that you need to get either castrated. You need to you can tell. Like you can tell there's something need to be done. Something.
If you saw
There's something. You need to marinate a little bit more in the estrogen. You can tell.
shit, just a different route.
So in my brain, I'm like, who you talking about?
Keep your eyes open.
Because you can't be talking about me. And if you're talking about Brianna is a whole lawyer out in this thing.
What can I get you?
She done passed the bar. She done graduated from the bar. Why would she want to be you? So who you talking about? Who exactly wants to be you? Like, what do you have? Like what I know of you is that you tried to steal people's stuff. I was hired to archive. That's if you go to March's Plate. This is March's Plate, my company. Our album, which once Marissa get it back, I have all the pictures from the march because I'm the one who took them and I'm the one who owned them. Because I was hired to take all the pictures because I'm the bitch who knows everybody and know when the moments are happening and was gonna be at all the event and do all the stuff. I have all of it. So while she look at Ashley Marie. So as soon as Marissa get it back, I'm gonna give her the photos that she needs because I archived them because I'm the trans historian. That's now the ones for the other years, I don't know about it. But the very first one, this is what I've done. I was brought to do this. Oh, and this is EC right here. This is the one who apparently Hope said gave her permission, and I'll go play it again, gave her permission to take the Instagram, and she said he did it because she set it up. So, but yes, here are the amazing pictures from the very first. This is Marissa. Her. So I have all the pictures. So when they're ready to post them back up, I'll post them back up. Beautiful. The girls catching the moments. Tatiana Moulton, Angelica Ross, the beautiful, beautiful Amelia Black, and Marissa there. That's what she said. That's what she said about EC. So I don't know how true that is, but that's who she said was in cahoots with her. We're doing it. I don't know how true that is because we know we can't trust the scammer. I love this picture. I'm far away from them, but I zoom in and catch them taking a selfie of themselves at the event. Isn't that cute? That's that's artistic talent, bitch. I noticed you didn't say doctor. Doctor who? Doctor who? Oh, Dr. Mo. Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about her education. I think they said she's a doctor. I don't know nothing about her tea. Hawaiian icon Kiva, over executive director over at Positive Women's Network with Marnita Miller, Tori Cooper, Miss Walker, white girl. I know all the girls. I know who's the mover and shakers in the room who should be captured. So much tea in this one picture. So much tea. So much tea in this one picture. Y'all just don't know how much tea is in this one picture. So much tea. But because I know all the tea, I know what moments to capture. I love Kiva. Kiva is dope. Yeah, so anyway. A moment that I captured. Also, another whole picture. Yeah, the moans wasn't kicking in yet. We needed our moans, baby. We needed our moans because that weight distribution, being heavy up top and low, not any on the bottom, that's giving, I ain't on my moans. I ain't on my progesterone. I ain't on my estradiol. This is Mariah Lopez. This is when she was supposed to be coming to talk about the tea with what's his name? Malik Yoba, but she was telling us that she wasn't going to talk about any of that, and literally that was the purpose of her being there. Upside down triangle, yes, Johnny Bravo. And she literally brought a dog to the panel. Who brings a dog to the panel? Mariah Lopez, is that her name? Who brings a dog to the panel? So much so that the trans man that was supposed to be sitting here left because he was like, who brings the dog to the panel? But she said that was her emotional support dog and to protect her. It was such a mess. It was so much tea and so crazy. So much tea. So much tea. So y'all, let's finish listening to the pool of the pool out. Okay, so she said a board was built without her consent, without her knowledge.
Or an exit or a re-entry meeting was happening with me. A board was built without consent, without anybody talking to me about what the next steps were going to be. And let me be very clear. When people say, do you have authorization to do that? The person that built the page gave me authorization by telling me that I am only going to give you the password to the page that he built. And so, yes, I have authorization as the current executive director at the time. And two, as the person who went to the person that built the page and gave me permission to do so what I wanted to do with it. Yes, I had all the permission in the world. I did not need to talk to somebody who was the executive director and did not feel the need to step down appropriately. The entire time that the march was happening behind the scenes, to constantly fight with the ex-executive director to let me be the executive director that she hired me on to be. While I understand that this is your baby, and while I understand that a lot of the time when we build things and we're proud of those things, it is hard for us to let go. It is harder for me to do my job when I feel like I'm being supported by the person that was my predecessor. And instead, this person is constantly looking over my shoulder, and thinking that they're being helpful.
All right, so we got to give that context. So she is talking about Marissa Miller. Marissa Miller was the creator of this event, and she was the ED before Hope. And so she is one of the people who wanted to bring Hope on. She is the one who was hoping that Hope would be able to bring some type of money on. And so, but she didn't. She didn't. And from what I'm to understand, what's customary when somebody is a founder of an organization, what's customary is that they're not in any power position, but anytime that you are having an event anytime you have a situation, is Marissa Black? Yes, she is. She's Black. She's a Black trans woman. Yeah, she has. She looks great. Marissa, because she's the founder, the normal thing for you to do is you kind of parade the founder out. Like when you're the new person in the position, you parade. It's like the founder is da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like you show love to your predecessor. You show love to them. You put them in like you have them sitting on the side of the you have them, you just, it's just what it is. You show them love and you put them, it's almost like you parade them. You put them put them on display and you thank them. And then you tell them, you talk about their vision, and then you talk about your own vision, what's going forward. This is the foundation of what we created, and this is what I'm bringing new to the table, and blah, 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 blah. They are not, they shouldn't have power in the sense of trying to make you not do your vision as the ED, but it is out of respect that you have this person involved with the festivity. And so apparently they were trying to push Marissa out, but Marissa wasn't going anywhere in the sense of going somewhere as in, yes, I'm not going to be the ED, but I'm going to be a part of the advisory committees. I'm going to be a part of the board. I'm going to be a part of the situation, but I'm just not going to be the ED, but I'm not going to control anything. But the gag is, it's the funders that she brought that was still funding the project because Hope didn't bring any money. And so she was still involved in the sense of, I'm still trying to get funders to bring money to the situation because I don't want it to fall off. And I thought you, with your 50,000 subscribers and all these subscribers, I thought that you were going to have connections to bring more money in. But in the whole year, you didn't bring nothing in. And so me and the board decide to not renew your contract. And so instead of just being professional and leaving and putting it on your resume and going to do something else, since you're already doing all these amazing things that you're claiming that you're doing, you still, she didn't raise any money. Not for the org, that's what she raised for herself, didn't raise it for the org. And if you're supposed to do this, and you did it, the board is going to be like, oh, we got to go with somebody else. The board is your boss. You're not their boss. The board is your boss. The board of the org. And being that Marissa is the owner of the organization, she owns the trade. She owns the business. She's the owner. So she's never going, and they have a fiscal sponsor. It's not like it's an org that's already has a 501c3. They have a fiscal sponsor. And so she's the owner of the org. Yes, you're the ED now, but she's the owner. And so she still is in a powerful position as the owner. And you thought that you was going to come in as the ED and push her out. And you thought, oh, I'm going to use this platform to make myself great, but without bringing any money in. But you didn't have the finesse of doing what you need to do with the founder because you don't have experience in being an executive. You don't know that you gotta play the game. You don't know that it's not just I'm in the spotlight. You have to play the game. You gotta say, let me bring out the funders. Let me bring out the founder. Let me bring out the people who help me. The great EDs know how to build relationship with people. It's not about ego. It's about making your organization look good. And an easy way to make your organization look good is, especially in your first year, if you are smart, and having the gift of gab and being able to talk does not mean that you're smart. Because some people, they have the gift of gab, and that's where it ends. And so, with her, what she should have done was, yes, that was a gamble for Marissa. But she gambled it for a year and then said, no, I'm done. You didn't bring no money in. You didn't bring as much money as I thought you was going to bring in, if any. And so all the money that was coming in is stuff that I already brought in. That's Marissa's perspective of it. So now you're on this live. Is Marissa good people to you? Marissa is consistent to me. I've never been in a situation with Marissa where the business side of what we got going on wasn't top tier. Anytime we did business together, it was I got my money on time or early. Always when she's in situations where there's an event, it's always a level of professionalism, even if it's some foolery going on behind the scenes. Yes, but front facing, she is professional, and every time the money is on point. I've never been in a situation with her where the coins weren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. I don't know what else Marissa has done or I don't know nothing about none of that. But what I know from what I have seen behind the scenes and what I have seen in my own experience with the business with her, she has always been clear up front, and all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted. Any business that I have dealt with Marissa on any business level, it's always been legit. So I've never had, even when people were like, I feel some kind of way, I don't know what's going on. When it comes to me and what I saw, always professional. Always professional, always doing what she needs to do. Now, Marissa is from my hometown. She got a documentary out about her life. She got some history with her, but in regard to this business, I ain't seen no negative. Now, back in the day, when she was in the street, sex workers and I didn't see some mess. But I know her from back in the day. So I'm gonna have a different it's like if you meet me when I was robbing tricks, you may not think of me the same way you might think of me now. I remember I was robbing tricks. So back in the day, I know what was going on with Marissa. Marissa, she's in recovery. There's all kinds of stuff going on with Marissa that I know about because we from the same hometown. We're from Indianapolis. I know her. She's one of the old heads. She was one of the old, at the time she was a Bush Queen. But she transitioned later. We have a history. But in regard to the business of nonprofit and activism, the business side of it, it's always straight. It's always on the up and up for me. So, but I say all of that to say this. If you are let go from a job, why are you stealing their social media?
Now, Clifford says that there's a 99% probability it is some Russians. Not Iran? Iran, no. Clifford says it's this man. Codename Bogdan, surname unknown.
Unprofessional. There's no way around it. There's no way to clear it up. There's no way to clean it up. You took over and stole the social media of the company that let you go, and you're holding it hostage. You talking about
Let's get out of here.
I'm gonna change it into something that is for black and brown trans people. I got permission from the person who created it, and that they hired him to do that.
Clowns. Public sector clowns. The crowd, hell, the cleaners could solve this problem. With Clifford, there is no problem now. Thank you very much. I'll be in touch. Thank this, work this. Where's my assistant? I'm supposed to be giving a speech somewhere.
Classic.
Looking good, boss. Got some cool stuff here for you. All right, let's talk. Yeah, I wasn't that close with Franklin when we was coming up, but I knew him a little. Always had respect for the dude.
To create their social media like they hire any social media person, social media manager. And then you steal their social media. That's like me working for Target and running their social media and taking their shit and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna turn it into something that benefits Black people because they need to continue their DEI." No, bitch, you stole their shit. There's no way around it. And like she said it with her own mouth.
The Avengers in a hangar at LSIA. It's a Merryweather hangar. Ho-ho, these are bad people. Soldiers of fortune, scumbags for hire. Actually, in my dealings with them, they've been perfectly pleasant. You hired Merryweather? Yeah, of course. Really helped with our third-tier territory rollout. So much local knowledge in traditionally business-averse economies. By local knowledge, you mean who to bribe and who to kill? They're marvelous consultants. You know Don Percival? No. Great guy. Kite surfer. Deeply moral. Yeah, he's an inspiration to us all. Totally. The man disrupted the military sector, brought B2B outsourcing to the geopolitical sphere. I mean, what is Merryweather if not a lean, mean, results-focused, disruptive business tools startup? Percival, the CEO, has become a personal friend. He's a doer and a visionary. And a war criminal. Can't forget that.
talking to you, and we're talking to you.
Yeah. She knows she was wrong.
Yes. The whole Instagram page for the promote. Which I didn't start promoting yet because I have other things that I did with.
That is fraud. Like that you don't have permission to do that. Like there's no way around it, baby. You are a scammer. There's no way around this. And you're trying what you're trying to do is before they come out and talk about it, you're trying to spin it to your audience.
About how to best prepare themselves for the Trump regime that we are currently in.
The Trump regime, girl, what that got to do with you stealing their social media? How is that helping us? No, you're just stealing their social media for your benefit. And you created a GoFundMe. Oh.
Okay, you're coming up on the Merryweather hangar. The key cards will get you in without disturbance. I see no reason to anticipate anything other than a
For your nonprofit to promote it in this whole situation, you are a scammer. Just like when you was when you got the GoFundMe for the little boy who me and Dominique talked about this in our interview with Dominique Morgan. You that's what you're scamming. That is what it is. You are scamming. You are a grifter. That's what it is.
Hang in there, I've almost got something.
It's no way around it. You are a grifter. So, you know, I find it to be weird. I find it to be consistent with her lack of integrity. Yeah, that's just what it is. But she already has deleted it. She not deleted the account, but deleted the history, which was the purpose of the whole situation. You know, it's a historical thing. Like there's moments to spend there. Not to mention the scamming what was the scam that she was doing about her wedding? She was selling tickets to her wedding, and then when people bought tickets, she was supposed to stream it and didn't stream it. Like, what was going on? Who the fuck is buying tickets to host Giselle's wedding? Like, who? Sometimes you get scammed because you're dumb. Like, what was that shit about? I never blocked, so I don't know. All of this is secondhand to me. So I don't know about what's going on. But what let me know that she didn't change was the situation between her and Lex. If you remember, her and Lex, she was trying to call Lex a colorist, but she was tricking off on that boy and he wasn't interested in her. And then because he chose a sex worker instead of her, she wanted to talk shit about the sex worker, and it all came out to light, and he started to expose everything. And then it let me know, oh, you haven't really changed your old ways. You still hate sex workers. Dominique got blamed for it. Dominique has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, other than I was making reference to me and Dominique's interview. We were talking about that in the interview with Dominique on the channel. Dominique and Hope don't have any connection. Dominique got her own stuff she got going on. That she's still battling with. That's her own. That's her TI. They ain't got nothing to do with Hope. I remember that, and she was crying about him in a car. After she was buying him gifts, after he done told her, nigga, I ain't into you like that. America ain't never seen a black trans woman get married before. Could have swore we saw the Bradys get married. Didn't we see Miles Brady and Precious Davis Brady get married? Didn't we see Janet Mock get married? Didn't we see all of that? But cool, that's cool if you want to celebrate your marriage. I ain't tripping about that. But who is buying the tickets? And then if they buying tickets and you were supposed to stream, why they didn't get to watch it? Janet Mock is behind the scenes producing and directing. She's enjoying her multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix. Janet was married to a cis man. I mean, you know, it's just crazy. So I just found that that's interesting, interesting tea, that the girls are scamming, and you're doing this to other trans people. I don't want that to be lost on y'all. This is not her doing it to some cis organization. She's doing this to another black trans woman. Another black trans org founded by a black trans woman. Regardless of what's going on, this is what you're doing.
They'll be trying to track you using radar. Stay low and keep off their screens.
I think they had a photo shoot of their wedding. I think it was a pink gown on the cover of some magazine. I don't know. I just know that the people who were scammed was talking about her scamming and not streaming the wedding, even though they bought tickets for the stream. Yeah, it was a whole scammerella. So I find that to be weird. But I also find, I think if you're letting somebody scam you like that,
We got this one. Remember to stay low.
lowest of the low behavior. So, you know, it's just weird. She's just a weird girl. She's just a weird girl. She has come up. She has come up during a time where the trans renaissance was happening, and she started to grift. And I think now that the girlies are losing opportunities, she's getting desperate, moving to Mexico because it's cheap. And she's getting desperate, trying to find ways to make money. And so when you start to get desperate, you start to make mistakes, and you start having to do things so obvious. Did you cuss Hope out when she called you jealous? No. I didn't cuss her out. I just called her out. I just told her, baby, ain't nobody, you don't have anything that anybody would be jealous of. there's your look isn't hot, your career isn't hot. At the time, you know, I guess she has more followers now, but at the time, she had like 5,000 followers. She didn't have a lot of followers. She hadn't done anything. She was stealing from the girls, like trying to steal stuff.
Yes. The category is dance or the category is dance or
Like, it was situations where she was on trips with girls and they caught her stealing. She would be scamming people. Like, she went down there and was scamming people to get at the Tony McDade situation. Like, she just flew down there and was being weird. She reminded me of Chernobyl at the beginning. Yeah, it just was I only remember positivity about Cherno. Cherno just seems positive. I didn't get any. Hope was giving Black Blair White. She was all lives matter. She was saying the girls are getting killed because they're prostitutes. They want to be sex workers, and that's because she was very respectability politics. Does Hope do drugs? Oh, I have no idea about that. Yeah, that's the tea that she was trying to steal. What's her name? What's the pretty girl from Pose? Angel. What's her real name? What's her name? God, I can't remember her name. The pretty girl that plays Angel. Pretty model girl. She plays Angel. No, not the one that played Blanca. She plays Angel. India Moore, yes. Apparently, yeah, India Moore. Apparently, they were staying. Somebody invited. I think her name is Mariah. Yeah, no, I think her name. I know her name. Mariah Moore invited the girls to Airbnb. She was having an event, and she invited the girls there, and so all the girls were staying in one house. So apparently, from the story. Now, this is all secondhand. I'm just telling you, I don't know anything about this tea. This is just tea that was told to me through multiple people. And apparently, India caught Hope stealing out of her, like walked in on her going through her bags. And trying to steal her designer shit. And she walked in on her doing it. And when she caught her, they had like a moment like, what the fuck? Why are you in my shit. And Hope kind of played the, oh, I don't know of a successful trans. I've never met a successful trans woman, and with all these nice things. Oh. And so, India Moore, being who she is, was like, don't worry about it, girl. Blah 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 blah. Just don't take my shit. Blah blah blah. They kind of just let it go. But yeah, the girls was gagging that she tried to steal her shit. And this was years ago. There was some weird shit that happened in Tallahassee that the trans man was telling me about. Basically, she was trying to go down to Tallahassee when Tony McDade had got killed during the George Floyd situation, and she was trying to hustle people to fundraise. She was trying to fundraise to get people to fly, to pay. She was saying that she was down there marching, and she was trying to get them to pay her way back home. But this was a part of her hustle because she had got fired from her DC job or something. There was a DC situation that she was like some little org that she was working with. And the trans man was like, she came down there and was faking the funk. Just using the opportunity to raise money. Grifting. So, the girls are weird. The girls are weird. The girls are weird. I think it was a belt, Maya. It wasn't, I think she was trying to steal a belt. But they walked in on her going through the suitcase. That was the consensus of what was being told. Which is wild work. So, yes. All right, so that's the tea on that. That's all I know about that situation. I know that they thought they were going to push Marissa out, and Marissa said, hold up. I'm the owner of this. You can't push me out. I'm the one who hired you, and I'm the owner of this, and I signed your contract to be here, and we're not re-signing your contract. Good luck. Good luck, darling. No company will ever hire as an ED again. I don't know what people will do, but I don't want anybody to not work. I don't want anybody to not have an opportunity. I want you to work, but I want you to have integrity. Don't fucking be out here being fake. And that's the worst thing to be. I don't have to like you, but don't be fake. Don't be fake and scamming people. I say, especially your own community. Listen, if you scamming Elon Musk, if you scamming Walmart, Amazon, you're scamming some foundation, scam. I ain't gonna be mad at all. Get them together. You scamming the foundation, girl, where the money? But you stealing from your own Black trans community. You sabotaging your own Black trans community. You sabotaging shit for Black trans people. Who's going to be the new ED of the church now? I don't know. We got to wait for Marissa to announce that. Who's going to be the new person in charge? I'm pretty sure that she'll be able to in the interim Anyone, make sure you thumbs up if you're watching. Make sure you thumbs up and engage. It's like 105 people in here. Why are you not talking? Y'all, what's y'all tea? Y'all just want to be nosy and learn the tea. Thumbs up if you're watching, if you're learning something. Yeah. Y'all the normal folks talking. Y'all the regular deglers. This mess got a million people talking. I mean, in here watching. Something. I was working, but I just got a bang, clip. I don't think I think a lot of people are shocked. I didn't know Hope was this wild. I mean, people are weird. Diamond is the other Diamond, you know. That Stealth is her initials NA. No, her name is Diamond too. Her legal name is Diamond too. Like mine. Oh, I forgot that I have it set up to where only subscribers can comment. So maybe y'all just listening and y'all not subscribers. I was trying to get to the gist of the team because I came in late. I got you. I'm at a red light, but I'm driving right now, so I'm just listening and enjoying the conversation. And what do you think about the Tasha trying to get back cool with Tamika and Escape? I'm always for the girls getting back together, but I need her to be honest about what she did to her sister. I always think trans girl critical of sex workers are weird as fuck. They are, Ricky. They are weird. Oh my god, there's 100 people in here. Yeah, 108. Make sure y'all thumbs up. Hope work with T.S. Madison, yes. Yeah, she has worked with T.S. Madison because that's what T.S. Madison works with. Tons of people. T.S. Madison is a celebrity, so there's going to be tons of people that are trying to hitch a ride on her tail, her coattails. And so there's a lot of people that has worked with T.S. Madison. I think that they're connected in that way, but they have worked together. From what I think so, yeah. Wasn't she on T.S. Madison's show? Have you watched Clean Slate? I only saw the first episode. I never watched Clean Slate. I don't like Clean Slate. I cut it off after the first episode because I didn't like the writing or the acting. But I don't want to really talk down on the show because I let the show play and just put it on silence because I wanted her to get her views. Because if you don't support it, then they will say trans stuff doesn't work. So I wanted to make sure that the whole series played through so she can get her credit. But I did not watch past the first episode because I didn't like the writing or the acting. Let me see. I always felt that whole wedding was for social media. It didn't give true love. Oh, what about our love? But I know I'm not. Who is selling tickets to their wedding? That is weird. Selling tickets to your wedding is weird. Hope hasn't been on anything with T.S. Madison. Not that I have seen. I don't know to Latasha. Hi, Diamond. I'm not new, but I'm always at work when you are live. I feel called out. I have to say thank you for all your recent book videos. I love your analysis. Always thank you. Paratan, is that how you say that? Ian answered, but Diamond, have you watched Laverne Carcho Clean Slate? I just answered that. I don't want to speak negatively on somebody. Yeah. But that's just my true opinion. And they both from Miami. Who is from Miami? When you say they both from Miami, what's your college from Miami? Hope is from Miami. I don't know where she's from. I didn't know she was from Miami, but that tracks. um, I thought so as well. Never mind. Somebody asked, people even more weird in these last days. Laverne acting so cringe. I did the same silent movie. Yeah, this is exactly what I did. And y'all are so shady. Especially when everything is getting more and more expensive. I thought it was cute, but the acting pissed me off. It's like she learned to act from RuPaul Drag Race. Y'all are so shady. I just kicking it escape. I hope you're trying to. Hope was trying to scam TLC too. She was on Jazz Jennings' show and claimed she was dating the brother and wanted a coin or something for camera time. Of course, that tracks, girl. What the fuck, selling tickets? Yeah, I couldn't connect to the show. Madison and Hope from Miami. I didn't know that. I didn't know Madison was from Miami. I mean, I didn't know Hope was from Miami. I knew Madison was. The white love interest made me laugh, but I was so shocked. Maddie better watch out. Thelma Hopkins was the highlight of the show. I did like Thelma. I actually liked the dad too. I just feel like the writing needed to be better. I'm glad you said it, Diamond. Yeah, she is from Opelika. I have a piece of trade from Opelika named Lamar. I dealt with him when I was super young, in my 20s, and he was so fine. God, that's what I think about Opelika. I wonder, does she know him? They're about the same age. He's a little bit older. He's a little older than her. Maddie too many times allowed people to be up under her who got bad motives. But that's just the nature of being the celebrity on the level that T.S. Madison is, especially somebody like her who is a trans woman who's going to be really attacked. She's doing her part to try to bring people up with her and give exposure to people who have a better gift of gab than her. One thing about Madison is, there's some people who are able to speak about issues better than she is, and so she's good at bringing them on and talking about it. I think that's really, really good of her. I think that's something she has done for a long time, actually. Speaking of Jazz Jennings' show, I did not like Maddie or Hope on that show. Maddie's saying she's against trans kids. I don't know if that was script or what, but she's out of her damn mind. Yeah, those Opelika men are something else. Listen. Everybody doesn't have the range, y'all. You can't expect everybody to have the experience and the range. And some people, and just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean you know everything or you have the range to talk about every issue in depth, or you do the work to learn about an issue deeply. Everybody just doesn't have the range. And so just because you're funny doesn't mean you have the range. Just because you can sing doesn't mean you have the range. Just because you can write a good song doesn't mean you have the range. Some people are celebrities for one thing, and we expect them to be good at this other thing. And that's not true for everybody. And I think that sometimes our expectations I think me and Madison talked about it on my interview with her, where she thought I was being shady when I said she is not an educator, but I was being truthful. I wasn't being shady. I was being truthful. She is a comedian. She is funny. She is an entertainer. She is, I don't know what a comedian, I don't know, not comedian in the traditional sense, but we go to her as a personality, like we did Joan Rivers, even though Joan Rivers was an actual comedian. But I think in this new era, it's similar to Joan Rivers, where we come because she's funny and she can talk about the tea. Similar to Wendy Williams, she's gonna talk about the tea in a fun, auntie way. It's gonna be funny. She's gonna make you laugh. You're gonna like watching her because she's an entertaining personality. But that doesn't mean that she's gonna have the range to talk about transness outside of herself. Outside of her own, she can deeply talk about her own, but that doesn't mean she's going to have the range to talk about it in a way that's all encompassing. Some people don't have that practice. They can tell you all about their own transition, but they haven't had deep conversations with non-binary people to talk to you deeply about the non-binary trans experience. They haven't talked to trans men deeply outside of talking about their sexuality and them. You get what I'm saying? They haven't talked to them deeply about their experience. They know their own story. They know their own transition story, but they haven't deeply talked about it with other people in order to have a wide conversation, a nuanced conversation about the trans experience. Maddie has matured a lot these days. Yes, Maddie has come a long way. If y'all remember, back in the day, Maddie used to say shit like, I transitioned for the niggas. She would say, I transitioned for the niggas. And while that may be an element, there is a deeper element to that I know because I've talked to her for many a years. And I'm like, Madison, it wasn't just about niggas. It was more than that. And we've talked about it. And you can't just... There's a nuance that you got to talk about, the difference between gender and sex and gender and the difference between gender and sex. How I cannot think of myself as a female, but I can think of myself as a woman. There's a nuance to that conversation that some people don't know or don't talk about. And because they conflate the two. And so let's talk about it. And so as we have a conversation, she has gotten better. She has totally shifted how she talks. Does she still have some things that's kind of cringy? Sure. Yes. But I think what's good about Madison is that she's really good, first of all, at being entertaining, but she also says, this is my experience. We can talk about other people too, as opposed to somebody like Flame, who is going to say all these crazy trends. I think that I don't think she's like that. So, I hated this one.
Get into the riot control van and make your way towards the location.
And you also have to understand that Madison is a older trans girl from the South. How, yeah, sometimes they just don't have the range. We gotta, it's not saying that you don't hold people accountable, especially when somebody has a big platform. It is their responsibility to, but Diamond, she's not that much older than you, and I'm older than Madison. I don't do what Madison does. Madison is something else. I'm in community with other trans people, organized with other trans people, various types of trans people. I am more of an academic. She is an entertainer. She's a sex worker turned entertainer. She is not going to have the range that I have. Age, because the culture is different. Because the culture is different for somebody who grew up and your evolution is going to take a different route. My evolution in this trans shit was way different than Madison. Do you see what I'm saying? It's y'all. That's why Flame talks how Flame does. They come from a different generation of girls. It's just, that's why. And they haven't evolved because they haven't been exposed to stuff. It's like those old church aunties who might let you come in the house and feed you good and be nice to you and may even use the right pronouns. But they might misgender you. They probably gonna misgender you for the rest of your life, rest of their life. They have gone so far that they're not gonna change, but they don't hate you. It's almost like those kind of cisgender aunties that they're not gonna change their mindset about homosexuality. But they're slowly coming along a little bit. It's similar to that. And I think age has a lot to do with that. I think age and experience has a lot to do with that. Flame is just an outright bigot. Yes. But there is I think that there is and I'm not making excuses for these motherfuckers. I don't want y'all to think that, but I just want you to understand that everybody is on a different journey of growth and understanding about this shit. And there's gonna be people that stop that goes to a brick wall. Flame is somebody who got kids, who fucking is a father, who detransitioned to go to her kid's school. Flame is not gonna have the same investment in womanhood as somebody like me, who transitioned way early, who didn't have this life as a butch queen / man dealing with studs, having babies and having kids. There is a certain level of we're gonna have two different experiences about a transition. We're gonna have two different experiences about how transition works. And yeah. Yeah, I like to give education. I consider myself an educator. I consider myself an archivist. I consider myself a historian. I consider myself an activist, an organizer. I consider myself a thought leader. That's what I consider myself. I feel like I'm invested in the education of it. I feel like I'm connected to community in a different way than the people that we're talking about. They are entertainers. And so they have a circle of people, usually yes men and women, who benefit from them financially. And so there's nobody that is even there to kind of teach them and push them to go further. They are kind of focused on their journey as an entertainer and the opportunities that they have to move forward in their career as an entertainer. I'm invested in the education. My career is about education. My career is about having the current cultural moment and showcasing shit that's happening with trans people. That's it. I'm not trying to be an entertainer. I want to be entertaining to you. I want you to find what we're talking about to be entertaining, but I don't want to be that. I like money. I don't like fame. I don't ever want to be in a position where I can't go out my house and be comfortable going to buy groceries. I don't ever want to be in a position where I have to hire a security guard to keep me safe. I never want that level of notoriety. There are people who ask here in Houston, like, there's a show called, what's it called? X Factor here. They ask me to come on that show all the fucking time, and I say no. Because it's too popular, and I don't want to be in a situation where, like that. I never be on that show. They ask me all the time. I don't want to. Now, if we're talking about a news station where we're talking about a court case that came up and y'all need somebody to give it context, I'm going to do that because I want to give the context. I'm good at it. I'm good at the communication part. I'm good at that part. So I would much rather me speak the truth. It's not about me being on a panel and that shit. Yeah, I don't want to be that. I want to be on, I want the educational part. I want that to be my legacy. I don't want it to be the entertainment. Does that make sense? I want to be a teacher. I want to be a professor. Like, I'm literally trying to be a professor at University of Houston right now. Like, I'm trying to be that. I'm trying to be whatever Melissa Harris Perry is. Whatever Melissa Harris Perry is, Tressie McMillan Cotton, is that how you say her name? I want to be the trans version of those people. I want to be the trans version of Melissa Harris Perry, Tressie Cotton, what's her name? Tressie McMillan Cotton or Tressie Cotton McMillan or something. I want to be that. I love Tressie. Tressie is an icon. I love her. I like artsy shit. I like music. I like film. So I'm going to be trying to create stuff in regards to that. But I want to be, I don't want to be famous. I don't want that at all. That looks like a horrible life. Like, I like the I like being known for what I'm known for. I don't want to be that level. You know your lane. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I know my lane. I know what I'm good at. I'm good at communicating. I'm good at communicating thoughts and messaging. I'm good at being nuanced around that. Do you plan on getting a PhD? No. Unless somebody give me an honorary one, I do not want any more debt. I have so much school debt. I don't have any credit debt, but I do have school debt, and I don't like that shit. Unless somebody give me like a full ride, and they let me do, and I come up with something that I really want to do. I haven't the process of I don't know. Maybe I don't have any plans right now to get a PhD, but if somebody give me a full ride, if I come up with something I really, really want to do to focus on, I'll do it. But actually, y'all, this past 5 years, I have done a lot of the shit that I don't want to say that I wanted to do, but I looked up and got a lot of shit that I wanted to do. I got a GLAAD award. I got a journalism award from Script Power. I got in the Smithsonian 2 times. So when I die, I just want to make sure that motherfucker doesn't forget that I'm like Smithsonian is the archive. No, I didn't do a speech. I didn't even go to it. I had other stuff to do. That was 2 years ago. But yeah, I just want to I'm in a book. I'm in a children's book. I love shit. I love that shit. That inspired to me. That was like a dream that I couldn't think about dreaming. So it's just stuff that I got a film that I produced. Yeah, I like shit that I've created. I got other shit that I want to do, but right now, I haven't created nothing that I'm not proud of. So, yeah. Originally, it was mass communications, and then I switched it to psychology. Because when I was in mass communication, my specific expertise was supposed to be broadcast production. And so he taught me, he was teaching me how to edit. And he was like, I'm going to be honest with you. He was like, you being a trans woman is not going to open doors for you in the industry. And I know you're intentionally trying to be behind the scenes, but even behind the scenes, it's very, very competitive. And your transness is going to be a barrier for you. He was like, I can teach you how to edit. I can teach you how to do all you're supposed to do in mass communications. But I'm telling you, I would go with something that is more broad, and I switched to psychology. Are we still getting your book? Yep. When I think it's ready, it's time to and so, yeah, so I switched, but he still let me come and he taught me how to edit. He taught me like old school like journalism. Old school journalism. But Yeah, I'm excited for your book. So yeah, the goals that I haven't accomplished yet that I want a book, and I want um, an album of all original music. Yeah, so that's my, as far as life goes, like to have a book out, to have an album of all original music. That would be just have it to exist, just for it to exist. When do you leave for Ireland tomorrow? Tomorrow, tomorrow, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. I have packed. My suitcase is there. My carry-on is there.
Here they are. Your precious Clifford code is back, Mr. Hertz. That was almost a major disaster for all seriously intelligent life on this planet, my friends. Well averted.
How can I help you?
Emergency testing complete. Return to position.
I don't know if I'm going to do another carry on. Faris, I have a maybe. I'm excited. I want to hear your album of yours. I like your register. I wish I could sing in the lower tone. I like the lower FM tone. Yes, I have all of the songs. I just need to get them recorded. I have so much fun in Ireland. I've never been. My church youth choir that I graduated from 5 years ago went to Ireland during New Year's this year, and I loved it. Yeah, I've never been. I'm excited. I want to go. I am going to. I'm going to be so fly. It's going to be like 40 degrees, so it's going to be cold. Where in Ireland? I am going to Dublin. When I lived in Boston, the Irish fed me well with cabbage and potatoes. I look forward to booking a trip there soon. Would you ever want a biopic created about your life? And if so, who would you want to play yourself? I would not. I would want to produce a series and create story. I would want to be like an Issa Rae. What Issa Rae was, not acting in it though. I would want to do what Issa Rae did for Insecure. I would want to write. I would want The Love Beneath to be a series. Yeah, I would want The Love Beneath to be a series. If I had unlimited amount of money, I would create that series. I would hire actors and actresses to. It would be like Euphoria. I would want it to be that. Yeah, I would want it to be like Euphoria. My maternal grandparents visited the Waterford Crystal Factory and the Barney Castle back in the 90s. Yeah, but I'm ready to be fly in Ireland. I'm ready to. I'm going to the Game of Thrones castle out there, the Dulles Castle. I am going to the Guinness Museum and doing a Guinness tour. I am going to one of the LGBT organizations there and to see their facilities. I've been trying to set up some interviews with some of the trans people out there, but first of all, it's not a lot of black trans people out there. There's a lot of white ones, but not a lot of black trans people out there. And the two that I have found, I really don't know what's going on with them. They're kind of like, neither one of them are kind of like, they've responded, but not interested in talking about it. They're basically passing the buck to each other. Like when I found the one girl who is an artist, she was like, "Oh, I don't know. I mean, I just started out. I think you should I think you should pick somebody that's a little bit more advanced than I am. Pick this person. And I'm like, okay, well, let me contact that person. And then that person said, oh, no, I'm just starting out. You should pick this person. I don't know why she chose you to pick me. She's way more advanced than me. And then, like, they both are doing this. And I'm like, I don't care. I want to tell you a story. So let me tell you. Come talk. But they both are kind of shy and, like, not confident about their transness. So it's like, do y'all know any black trans people that are confident about their transness? It was like, no, they only know the white ones. And I'm like, I don't want white ones. I want black ones. I want to hear about the black trans experience in Ireland. And the two ones that I found is very like, so, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm trying to find people, but yeah. But I'm going to go to the facility and see, just to see what it looks like. I got some cute ass outfits. I can't wait y'all to see what I wear. Because it's going to be cold. I have literally I have crafted my wardrobe around the weather, so I'm going to be looking like Anna Karenina. Nah. With furs and things, baby. I've been putting on clothes to see what I'm going rock while I'm there. I know my theme is going to be like grays and yes, honey, I can't wait. I'm going to be looking like Rich Auntie in Ireland, baby. I am going to give this to them. I can't wait. I'm going to be me. I'm excited, but I'm going to be giving them a look, honey. We're going to be giving them a look. Because y'all know I live in Houston, so I don't get to get furred up. I have a fur from Russia that I love. Let me see if I can find it for y'all. I showed y'all my fur. I done already showed y'all that. I showed y'all that the other day. I forgot I showed y'all that. But yes, I'm thinking about wearing that one of the days. This is fox fur. My homeboy got it for me in Russia, in the Ukraine, actually, from a fox fur dealer. Y'all know I don't want to I don't want to I'm not Peter, child. I like a fur, honey. But these are my only real furs. These are the hat and the shawl. It's not a shawl, collar. These are my only real furs. The rest of my furs are fake, but these are my only real ones. But I live for them, honey. They are tea. honey. Peter can kiss my ass.
That's another one down.
But yes. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully, I'm gonna bring my only thing that I have not packed is my like my technology stuff, like my tripod, my my stuff. And so I want to make sure that I pack that up so that when I am out and about, I'm able to record and do all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm excited about that. What else am I excited about? I've been having a really good time laughing at Americans make fun of British food recently. Like on TikTok, it's been so funny. So I'm always interested in good food in another country. And so I've been trying to, I hated London food. I hated it. But I found at least one. They did have an American style food place called the Soho House, and it was good. And they did have some good ethnic food. So, of course, but that's not, I think, to England. Bricklebracken. Fizzy Wizzes and Bricklebracken. Yeah, I'm excited about finding what's good in Ireland.
Okay, you're doing good work.
Black people save UK food. But yeah, I want the cabbage and potatoes. Somebody mentioned that earlier. I've been looking at that. I'm gonna try that. I'm not really a beer drinker, but I want to try Guinness while I'm there, so I'm gonna do that. And I am. What else? I don't know. I'm just gonna be trying stuff. This is a solo trip. I haven't been on a solo trip in a long time. Well, I went to Vancouver, but I went there for work. This is kind of this work too. Birthday and work. I got to Vancouver. Well, I knew somebody. I knew Lauren in. I knew Lauren in Vancouver. So I knew them, and they showed me all the places, took me to different restaurants and bars, and tried new food that was good. So I had somebody that could kind of guide me while I was there, as opposed to in Ireland, I don't know nobody. So I'm going there and don't know anybody. I plan on hitting the club Saturday night and looking fly. I posted my if you follow me on TikTok, I'm I posted my outfit for the club. Because it's gonna be cold, I wanted to wear I posted it on my Instagram too. I have these dare I say this? We might even be falling in love. I'm excited about it. Yeah, I love this little jumpsuit, and I'm gonna wear these gold heels as fire to go with the belt, and yeah, I'm gonna be flying that motherfucker. It's cute.
Bank robbers. If you're paying, they'll
Anyway, all right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here so I can take my ass to sleep so I can get ready to go tomorrow. We've been on here for 3 hours and 18 minutes. Make sure you thumbs up and yeah. I will see y'all. I have a new episode, new interview episode. Dr. Shania Thomas is going to be on the show starting. The audio version should be up like now. It should be up now. And y'all can listen to the audio version. But the visual version, where it's just me and her on video, is coming out Friday. So Friday at 7 at the time that I'm usually going live. I love Shania. She is a non-binary. She goes by she and her, but not she and he, but not they. That's an interesting thing she describes, talks about it. And she is a HIV counselor. And so we talk about her journey with gender, and we talk about her growing up, and then her experience around being an HIV activist, HIV counselor, and dealing with HIV from the 90s on till now, and mindset changing around HIV care. Also, because March is Women's History Month, I'm gonna be focused heavily on women in the content that I create. So I have another amazing HIV activist and survivor, and somebody that's thriving, living with HIV. Shadam McCant. She is a black woman. She's not a trans woman. Black cis woman, and we talk about her journey. She got diagnosed with HIV when she was 17, and she is now in her 40s and thriving, and a therapist, and really just out here doing great work. Both of these episodes were sponsored by Vive Healthcare. They also, but I have another episode that I'm recording with Jasmine Tasaki. She is the executive director of out there in Memphis, executive director of We Care Tennessee, and she's also works at Black and Pink, which is a prison abolitionist organization. She was the interim ED, but I don't know if she has switched to something else. I can't remember exactly if she switched to another position. But Jasmine Tasaki, she's gonna come on the show probably by the end of March, and then the other person, I'm not gonna say their name, but because we haven't confirmed. And so it's gonna be real women focused in March, because it's March History Month. And I hope y'all support it. Make sure y'all thumbs up, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.
Okay, it looks like you've cleared all your minds. Now, we lost a spy plane here the other day. I need you to go and scan the wreckage. Find out what kind of weapon they used.
Was it out here?
do that because it's in, we're talking about Europe, it's next to the neighbor.
Then there was the possible Ukraine membership of NATO. Here he is again.
NATO you can forget about. I think that's probably the reason the whole thing started.
And finally, he would not say if the US would intervene if China tried taking Taiwan by force, but he did say this.
I can tell you what, I have a great relationship with President Xi. I've had a great relationship with him.
Is there a common message here, like business as usual is over and you can't count on the United States?
Well, more or less, it's a position that the United States, under a Trump administration, is going to pursue what is in the best interest short term for the United States and for the Trump administration itself. And this means everything from who the new allies will be, what old alliances will be maintained, and which countries are best for a transactional relationship, which is what you saw demonstrated in the cabinet hearing today.
It does upend a world order which has been in place for quite some time.
Indeed, and that order has maintained stability. It has served as a deterrent force to keep other nations from expanding their borders, from becoming modern-day imperial countries themselves. And, it didn't stop Russia completely a few years back with regards to Ukraine, but it has kept the Russians from gaining even more territory. So it's definitely worked very well to maintain this world order.
Here's a little more from the US president on that deal with Ukraine for a slice of their reserves of rare earth minerals.
We get back the money that we spent, and we hope that we're going to be able to settle this up. It's a great deal for Ukraine, too, because they get us over there. We're going to be working over there. We'll be on the land. And, in that way, there's sort of automatic security because nobody's going to be messing around with our people.
So no formal security guarantees, but hey, Americans will be there working the mines, so they should be okay and no one's going to attack. That doesn't seem like a great deal for Ukraine.
No, it doesn't seem like a great deal for Ukraine at all. But what it does is it essentially gives them at least, or it gives the United States a stake in Ukraine's sovereignty and autonomy going forward. It's really, under this transactional-minded president, probably the best that Ukraine can get right now. And it puts Trump in a position to be flexible if the deal with Ukraine doesn't turn out to have, if Ukraine doesn't have the stockpile of minerals that it claims to have. Again, we don't know because there's a lot of speculation. Then it allows the United States to shift its position into something that is more favorable. So it leaves Ukraine with little guarantees other than the option that the United States might send investments there, might send workers there, those to help extract and refine these materials, but nothing long term.
Yeah, it does say a lot that in the wake of World War II, the destruction of Europe, some countries, some European countries actually repaid some of the money which they received under the Marshall Plan, but for the most part, there was no expectation they would. Why is Ukraine now being expected to pay not just every single dime it's received from the United States, but then some?
The investment the United States made, and that's what it was with the Marshall Plan, was an investment in not just the democratic rebuilding of Europe, but basically to prevent a situation, that brought about by the Treaty of Versailles that resulted in economic conditions that brought Europe to the brink of war and then ultimately into the greatest war the continent had ever seen. So for Trump, he doesn't see Ukraine as posing those same types of risks, those same types of issues. And the result is that this is something that he's now seeing Ukrainians themselves got themselves into. He's refusing to hold Russia accountable explicitly for its role, for what Putin has done. And I believe he also has an eye to what the Chinese might do. Let's assume, for example, from Trump's perspective, looking at this generously, what happens if the United States doesn't make a deal like this with the Ukrainians, but then the Chinese in a year from now do, once there is peace? From Trump's perspective, the United States looks foolish. He helped provide Ukraine's security, helped bring an end to the war, but got really nothing out of it. And Trump is not seeing the maintaining of democracy and a sovereign Ukraine as a win in this instance. So from his perspective, it's purely transactional.
It's a good explanation. Thank you. Thanks for right there in Los Angeles. Appreciate it.
Sure thing.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, prayers for Pope Francis as he remains in hospital.
I'm Isabel in Paris, and this is CNN.
Hello, I'm John Bors. Coming up here on CNN Newsroom.
The bodies of 4 Israeli hostages handed over to the Israeli military.
That phase 1 of the Gaza ceasefire is coming to an end. We'll stall negotiations over the next phase, meaning a return to war.
You can say it.
Give it up for Elon. Not a word from Trump's CPS cabinet against the unelected, unconfirmed presidential appointee, wreaking havoc across the federal government. Also this.
I was really shocked that I said, are they going to, put her there?
Another low point for international air travel. An Australian couple forced to sit next to a dead passenger on a 14-hour-long flight.
Live from Atlanta, this is CNN Newsroom with John Vors.
For almost 6 weeks now, the fragile Gaza ceasefire has held. And on Thursday, Israel and Hamas made their last exchange of hostages and Palestinian prisoners as agreed to under Phase 1. The Red Cross bussed hundreds of prisoners and detainees to Gaza, among them women and children, as well as the longest-serving Palestinian prisoner. In the West Bank, families greeted a group of prisoners who were released in the early hours of the morning. For its part, Hamas handed over 4 coffins with the bodies of Israeli hostages. And earlier, we heard from CNN Jeremy Diamond about all of this. Here is his report.
This time, though, it happened without any ceremony between Hamas and the Red Cross. That handover happened quietly, as per the latest agreement between Israel and Hamas. Israel then sent forensic experts to the Kerem Shalom.
All right, I'm going to bed.
Gaza in order to actually confirm that the identities of these 4 hostages who Hamas claims them to be. And they are
see y'all tomorrow.
A 49-year-old who was kidnapped.
Have fun at work/school. Be safe.
To defend his family. He was guarded